right. I think we're live, Prowess.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Boom Bap Chat. Tonight, I am thrilled to be joined by my co-host, MC Till. I'm going to pass it to him real quick before we announce.
Yeah. Thank you. Before we announce our guests in the building, I do want to give a shout out to Everybody's Records here in Cincinnati. They have been supporting us and supporting the local hip hop scene and music scene in general. So if you're in Cincinnati, go check out our friends at Everybody's Records. And if you're not here, you can check them out online at everybodysrecords.com. And our guy, Io Mas Marad, he might be popping in the scene too. He's been a co-host for many years. Had to take a little break because he's getting his academic on up in Toronto, but he might pop in a few. So anyway, super excited about tonight. Prowess, one of my favorite MCs ever, is on the show, and a producer that I just love is on the show. So I'll throw it back to you so we can jump in.
Well, yes. I mean, this is a legendary night. Legendary General Steele and Smif-N-Wessun, talented, incredible producer Es-K. We're heading to the birthplace of Boot Camp Click. We're in live. Steele is joining us from Brooklyn tonight. So alongside Vermont's Boom Bap Maestro Es-K. So it's two creators who are continuing to push the boundaries of Boom Bap, staying rooted in its legacy. And I said at the top of the time, as we're gathering here, I'm sort of taking a moment and celebrating an album that's a cornerstone of that legacy. Jesus Liquid Swords was released 30 years ago on this day in 95. And we're just 2 days away from November 9th, a date that looms large in hip hop history. Y'all know 36 Chambers of Midnight Marauders. But also, Es-K was just noting that it has been Building Bridges Volume 1 was in 2016 on November 11th. So it's November is a time. And I just want to hold some space really quickly because Steele is at the celebration for Clark Kent. Rest in peace. And we're getting a chance to experience that. So he is live there right now in the midst of all of that. And I want to hold some space for that, for Clark Kent, as well as the fact that we've just lost Ka. It's a lot happening right now. It's a time. And many of us are also navigating a bit of a mixed constellation of feelings, right? Some things happened in the recent election. Some things happened for people the way they wanted it to happen. For some of us, it's a moment of deep reflection. We're on the precipice of a new sort of system in the country.
What's up, brother?
And for some people, there might be a sense of ambivalence or disenfranchisement. So I just want to acknowledge that as we speak today, let's recognize that hip hop has been a powerful equalizer and a beacon where ideologies, even though they may differ, it's our shared love of this culture and art that brings us together. So tonight, as we speak with Steele and Es-K, I hope that you will all join me in honoring the role of hip hop as a force of unity and resilience, right? A place where different voices come together and music shines light in the darkest times. Those are the spaces that we find community in. So that being said, any additional notes to that, Till? Oh, you're muted.
No, just that I'm excited. That was well said. I love hip hop. I love Smif-N-Wessun. I love the work Es-K is doing. So I'm excited to jump into this conversation.
Okay. Yes. Well, I mean, I feel like I want to start at the beginning, sort of a warm-up question. And Es-K, while we have you for a question for you first, and then I'm gonna toss the Steele around. Coming from Vermont, I wonder, I think of it as a place that's not traditionally rooted in boom bap. And you've certainly built a name for yourself within the community. What drew you to this genre? Like, how did you carve out your unique path in a space that may not be deeply rooted in boom bap?
Well, I mean, I've always been. First of all, thank you for having me, and thank you for your nice intro, also to the podcast. But for me, it didn't start in Vermont. It started in Missouri, where I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri, and Columbia, Missouri as well. And then, when I was 17, 18 is when I came out here. But no, it's not at all a thing out here, or it wasn't. You know, I mean, there's always little pockets that you find, but the internet made it so people you could find people to learn from or get knowledge from. Because when I was younger and I was really first getting into hip hop, I didn't have a real like mentor or like someone showing me, teaching me about stuff. So I would go to the CD. My dad would, and my mom. My parents were in two separate households, but I would get like a little, like $10 or $20 to get CDs, and I would, once a week get a new CD, and often I would just be getting it based on what it looked like or whatever, and that's actually how I got into hip hop, was that because I was buying all sorts of different shit, and eventually I just started, finding stuff that I really liked, and then looking at the credits and the little booklets that were in the CDs, and looking at who was on it, and then looking for the same names on other things, and like I kind of like pieced together the boot camp clique even accidentally. Like there was one CD shop that had a bunch of the shit, and I was like, oh shit, oh okay. And then I was like recognizing voices and connecting the dots on that it was all this big thing, and this is a lot. This is 20 years ago now for me, or
Yeah.
yeah, 20-ish years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So the internet and being able to travel to places like New York City and spend time with Steele. Like after the first song that we did together, I went to and spent time with him at his house, and then we became friends. And that's what solidified everything that came after that over the last decade plus. So because it's been 12 years now. So.
Wow, that's brilliant. I see Steele is getting massively love and greetings here.
This is I love seeing this, because this is like the most perfect example of
it is
Steele moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is like the legend of Steele being like the person. It just radiates the love. And
let me show you something. Look, let me show you something that's real crazy. Look at who is that? Who is that?
I can't even see.
Eric Sermon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is Eric Sermon. Wow.
One of the greatest producers.
I'm trying to tell you, it's crazy in here. And I'm glad that I'm on this call with you guys, and we can do this because you guys have been patient to make this happen. And when something is supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen in a great capacity.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm glad that you asked S-K that question, because as he's explaining it, I'm like, yo, it's almost was written in some other esoteric language, because it wasn't a print. It's almost like, yeah, how did this happen, bro? Like, what set this course of events and this path that got us so close? Like, our friendship is really dope, and I think it reflects in our music.
Yeah.
And so like the way we met was really like it's I don't know. It's kind of like, I want to say esoteric, because he's talking about online, and I'm not even an online guy, but like he asked me, I don't know if this is the initial favor, because he probably tell me that we met somewhere before, but it was something that he was working on a song with, he's like, I want to do a song for one of my friends who passed away. And he's like, you're one of my favorite artists, and Andre the Giant's one of my favorite artists. At the time, I was going through like a dark period, and I wasn't feeling like, I be funny when it comes to rapping. I don't be liking to just rap for no reason.
Oh, wow.
So when he came to me with his whole approach was like, so, like, if I could say this, it was just romantic. It felt like, yo, this is dope. I like to do stuff that makes me feel like I'm part of something that's important.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't so much the boom bap. It wasn't like I heard this track that made me go, "Oh,
No, listen,
I gotta work."
I found the email. I found the email before you got on the before you got on the call.
Yeah.
You literally say in it, I didn't even listen to the song or anything. No, yeah. And I asked you because that was the first time I ever reached out to you, and I asked like what the because I was like I don't have a lot of money, but like what would the budget be?
Right.
And your email was short and to the point. You were just like, "No, we're good. I didn't even listen to it, but just based on that, how you reached out, I'm gonna do it." And then I was telling them how when I came to the city and let you know that I was there in 2013, you were like, "Yeah, you should come through." I was like, "Oh shit, no way." I was like, where do you live?
Right.
Where do you live? And you said, "All right, where are you? All right, see, look over there. See, go like over there, and then walk 3 blocks that way, and then call me back when you get to that intersection." and then you're like, "All right, now go 3 blocks that way, and then you're gonna get to this street and go." I'm like, bro, what is he doing? Is this some sort of like crazy trick right now? Is he fucking with me? He's gonna do this for like the next 3 hours. I'm just gonna be like walking around in circles around Brooklyn.
That's that Brownsville shit.
Yeah.
You sent me to Brownsville once too.
No, but it's been magic. It's been magical the way it came together.
Mm.
And like, sometimes when you don't want to do the for me, like I don't want to do the proverbial artist. Yes. Oh, thank you, Queen. Thank you, family. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Please. See, it's certain things that happen in music or in the industry that can seem contrived or robotic.
Mm. Yeah.
And our relationship was not that. And for me, it made me feel more creative. So I'm always used to getting these boom bap type of beats. Or like people come to me and be like, "Yo, I got the Smif-N-Wessun type beat." I'm like, "Yeah, let me hear that."
Yeah.
What does the Smif-N-Wessun type beat sound like?
Yeah.
So when I hear Es-K, I hear something that allows me to speak freely.
Mm.
And I went to him one time. I said, "Yo, you think we can do this project or for these tracks?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm not sure." I said, "I think we can. I think I can find something in here that will go with this. Like, I just feel it. It's there." So it's like we have this chemistry where it's like we didn't even tap into it yet. And it's this organic creativity that I think that I was thirsty for, probably like for a big part of my career, and didn't know it because I was already into this box of creativity.
Yeah.
You can say that, but also you've played me so much of your stuff that is so all over the place that you've been a creative motherfucker since way before. Way before me. I'm just saying, like the space traveling shit, and then you got a bunch. You're a creative person, in a lot of visual art, as well as music. Like you got production credits and stuff like that. Even you know what I mean.
I have a busy mind, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the part that I love, is that what brought you initially together, it sounds like, is what's keeping the partnership really strong, because it's built on something that's really authentic and organic. It's like it didn't, you weren't trying to figure out how to make something work. You said, let's work on a partnership and make it real. I love that. I feel like that album title even gives like building bridges. It feels like it suggests. Yeah,
we came up with that after the fact. Like the music came first, and we were like, cool. What does this like represent? And we at the end of the day, like the actual human relationship came first for
That's great.
him and I, and like it was cool for us to recognize how like a lot of worlds collided. Like, just to put it in perspective, a couple crazy things that happened during that era. So Shadow the Great on that LP. That's someone that I was just a fan of. I was fucking with. I was like, Steele towards the end of the album was like, you should get some of your people on this, or like some people that you like. And so I reached out to some younger people to get on the album as well. And Shadow was one of the people that got on the album. Lo and behold, it's Evil D's
Godson.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But I didn't know this at all.
Yeah.
And he didn't tell me after the fact either. And then when I was in New York, he like came through and said it around me and Steele. And I remember either you or Sin hit up Evil. It was like,
yeah, it was Sin. To get the validation, like, who is this kid?
Who is this kid?
Yeah.
This kid says he's related to you. E, who is this kid?
Yeah. But that's an example of like the crazy serendipitous like things that happened during that whole process. And even, just the excitement that came from, Steele and Sin brought me to DJ Premier's studio during that time. Yo. Like, that's crazy. That's a building bridges moment that was like surreal for me.
I love to do stuff like that. Like, I'm like, yo, S-K, you ready?
He like pulls out the camera. He's like, I just want to see your reaction.
I'm like, yo, bro, we really started about doing. We are about to start doing some crazy stuff. You ready? So it's fun here. You know what I mean? It's fun here. Like, look, who's this guy? Who's this guy?
Uh-oh.
Who's this guy? Who is this tall guy with the white hair, looking like a superhero? Magneto.
Who is that?
That's Stretch Armstrong.
Oh, snap.
Wow.
Stretch Armstrong.
It's a bunch of guys in there. Exactly.
Wow. Yo, there's
up, bro?
a few people make me laugh more than Stretch and Bobbito.
Yeah.
What's up, man, God is good. You know that.
Their laughter is just contagious.
Yes. I will tell you someday about how that was the hardest interview I've ever had to do in my life. Such a Bobbito interview. But another day. That was quite fun.
What? Are you talking about classic stuff?
Yes. Doing an interview with them for when they were doing their film release. And it was like, they kept us on our toes, laughing the whole entire time. It's like, how do you get through this? I don't know. But amazing. As you're talking about that, even with like the lineup of featured artists, because were there any, how did you decide like who to bring on? Is family in so many ways, were there multi-layers of family? Were there any collaborations that felt like particularly special or unexpected enough?
There's always the one that you hope for. Then there's the one that you say, well, I definitely got to get this, right? Mm-hmm. And like for me, I have a few people who I always love to work with on these particular projects. Some is like easy. I always want to put my boot camp family in there some kind of way. Sometimes, like, I might have a vibe where I go, you know what? I don't want any boot camp guys on here at all. Like, I want this to be something from left field. And then maybe later on it'll turn into something that could potentially be featured. Maybe I could put a different, I could curate it in a different way where it's not just the obvious.
Yeah.
Right. So like on Building Bridges 1, I had a song with my family, like my blood family, like Top Dog from OGC is my blood brother. Supreme Elohim from Representative is my blood cousin. And his little brother Coke from the representative from the BTJs is my blood cousin. So we coin ourselves blood cousins. So we always trying to create new avenues of creativity with the foundation, which is boot camp.
Yeah.
And
you got Chemical Romance on Building Bridges too, which is
Chemical Romance is an elevation because that's me with my two sons. These are things that
That's
These are
dope.
things that
Yes.
spawned. This is spawned from boot camp. This is what the basis of Building Bridges is
And
about.
didn't Building Bridges come out on Genesis' birthday?
Yes, that was the first one. My oldest
11,
son's
11.
birthday is
Yeah.
11/11.
Yeah.
So we was playing with numbers. We was playing with our own
Wow.
personal mysticism. We was like, "Oh, this is magical right here. This is
There's 11
this is
tracks.
meant
There's
to
11
be,
tracks
right?
on both of them.
11 tracks, 11 MCs on the
Cypher.
cipher track. So it was a lot of things we was trying to do, and we was feeding off of the organic energy. We was feeding off of the fact that the shit was just like, wow, this is really dope. The story, when we look at the story of how it came and how it's conceived, it's dope. It's mind-boggling sometimes because I'm a funny cat. I don't let people in. People have been trying to do projects with me for the longest. Still, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. I don't know what was the thing that let my boundaries down, but I'm glad that I did. I'm glad I have my antennas up because it's when we create, it feels really good. You know?
And we became friends more, like the amount of time we spend just like speaking as humans and being family. Like you're one of my best friends at this point in life after the past decade or whatever. So that part is what made all the music keep happening.
Yeah. I feel like it you can hear it in the music too. I think about that song "Be Cool" on the album. I feel like that's a great representation of how what I'm seeing the relationship is between the two of you. It just feels cool. It just feels natural. And that song, just the horns, just feels just so natural and just kind of down to earth. And I feel like it represents the friendship.
A fun fact about our projects is that a lot of the music, the beats and stuff are curated. Like the selection in the album are totally curated by Steele.
Oh, really?
Yes, and to the point where
Dope.
like I've like fought some of them and be like, "Can I change this?" Or like I send him other versions of songs. Like, no, I want because he'll pick something that I made. Yeah, like there's a beat on Building Bridges 2 that I made before I even met him, like in 2011.
Yeah.
On a little SP 404. So like that kind of stuff. And I'm always like, "Oh no, can I please?" Like, and he's like, "No, like trust me."
He has. I have like every beat he's ever sent me.
Oh wow.
He'll send me like November A, November B, November C. Like each folder will have like 20 to 30 beats in it.
Wow.
Right. So I'm just sifting through. Like as I'll be cleaning in my house or taking a shower or walking to the store, walking my dog, and I'll just listen to the music. The music has to become a part of me. If I don't feel it like in my day-to-day, then it doesn't exist. I don't hear it, I don't feel it. So that's how I started listening to it. Not so much to say I'm gonna write this dope rap to it, but like how does it make me feel? And maybe I can talk about that. And then all of the rhymes on both projects, all the projects that we've done, I've always written my shit and then went and got the feature.
Yeah.
Like,
We always
we
even like to the point of having like the whole album. Like
the whole album is done.
Like the whole album with everything that you're gonna do is done. And then we fill in the blanks after.
And then we'll discuss things. He'll say, "Yo, do you like this guy? What do you think about scratches?" And 9 times out of 10, we'll be on the same page because we know we're trying to build something that's spectacular. And I don't have what I love is that there are no egos. There is no restrictions. There's no roof when we create. And just having an open mind to create organic is helpful, and it's super therapeutic for me because I've spent 3 decades just being in this. When you talk about boom bap, like there are people who won't allow me to ever step out of not working with the beat miner. And luckily, S-K is not too far off from that home feel. It's not beat minus, but it has that home feel. It has it still gives you that warmth. So it's not a far stretch. I'm not playing the flute or nothing like that right now. Although I love the flute, I will definitely play that. But it's still in the vein. It's still in the vein of what, you know.
Yeah.
And then it allows me to be more introspective as far as like as a solo artist. There may be deeper topics or maybe, you know, more things that I can build out.
What's cool for me about that is that like I literally like before I knew you, that's one of the things that stood out to me as an MC was the type of lyrics that you had, and like there was something about it that I just connected with. And then what's cool is that when we started working together, that like my favorite, I love building bridges 1 and 2. I like both of them. My favorite thing that we've done is America's Nightmare 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that and I have favorites on the building bridges stuff too, but I love that, and then I love we have like we got some shit that's over the reggae dub stuff.
Nice.
That's absolutely fire. But that's one that's just like drafts, you know. We may never even happen, but it's like, you know, I'm a huge fan of Steele as well. On top of being a friend.
You know, speaking of different styles, General Steele, I wanted to ask you, are there any musical styles? I mean, you've talked a lot about boom bap and how people, you know, kind of want to hear that from you. Are there any musical styles that you haven't really explored yet that you would like to?
I'm always tapping into different realms. Like I find myself doing different things sometimes and not really noticing it. I don't like to be complacent, and I feel like I haven't, you know, it may sound weird coming to my mouth, but sometimes I feel like I haven't found myself yet. So I'll allow myself to kind of like lose myself in the music. There's a lot of times where I channel Sean Price. Sean Price used to always say, yo, just rap, just rap, just rap. And, you know, when I think about that and I process that, and I'm going, all right, I think I overthink all the time. All the time. I'm always calculating. I'm always meticulating and all of this. And sometimes I will lose you. So how do I keep you there? Just being transparent, just being pure to the emotion.
Yeah.
Not so much of the ribbity. It's like, all right, just give it a little space to breathe and try to have a conversation. What does this beat make you feel like?
Yeah.
Like it'll be easy to listen to like a Public Enemy, Fight the Power. Like everybody's gonna feel the same way when they hear that music. You know, I want to incite something when you listen to the lyrics without yelling or without preaching to you, without going, yo, I need you to go and save the baby or plant a tree. Or like, I just want you to be inspired. Yeah. Whatever you're inspired to do, as long as it's not catching multiple murders, then I think we did a good job. You know? Yeah. So I don't know. I you know, what's up, beautiful? I seen your husband earlier. Good to see you, man.
I feel like that.
No, she's not. No, she's back home. Yeah, she's good. I will do. I will do. Thank you, Queen. I'm grateful for SK because it's like he's not judgy, you know? Yep. And he has like a weird, quirky way about him. Like, which is like, I can kick it with that. I can get comfortable in an uncomfortable space. You know?
Yeah.
Cool. So and yeah, it's a lot to be done. And I'm looking forward to that. I always have and you know, Tech is still the same too. When you hear our project that's coming out, Infinity, when it drops in January, you're gonna hear some things that might not be what you're used to. Like it's not too far off the beaten path of what we do, but you might hear a more mature approach to how we speak about topics that you may have heard before. It was
Yeah.
always ways to find. Like I always think about that as an artist too. Like how can I say smoke a spliff without saying smoke a spliff?
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I
Like,
appreciate that. I think that's
yeah,
like one of the things that is so beautiful about, I mean, about the work that you two have done together. It is sort of, to me, I feel like it does bring moments of like why we love to hear your voice on things. Is because it causes us to think about things differently. It's really about it's this authentic approach, but it's also really you can be a voice for social change and awareness, and such a in a way that people it's palpable for people to hear
Yeah.
it, versus like being preachy. It's poetic, but it's also real, and it's in lived experience. I think that's been like a really unifying kind of community rooted thing, because it's about the lyrics being resonating, being genuine and lived, and balancing that introspection with like this is what it's like in real life. I think that's what I hear a lot of and I feel like it does sound really exciting against the soundscape, because I was like, where was in terms of how you handle production on all of the projects, SK, as you're approaching sort of creating a cohesive soundscape that really supports Steele's voice and
no,
he makes
no.
yeah, except for so here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
So the a lot of times he's going through a massive pile of music and curating the album, right? I think that earlier when I was talking about favorite things, I think when we did America's Nightmare 3, I had a little more of I think I contributed some of the music like during the making of the album.
Yeah,
but I might be wrong about that.
No,
but the draft that we have of the like really raw like dub reggae type shit, that's boom bap. It's like raw, it's beats, but all the samples are from dusty old, reggae and dub 45s. That stuff is you had done 2 tracks over older beats of mine. You're like, I want more beats like this. Right. And then I went over to my friend Big Dog's house, and as well, because you came up, yeah, you been to his spot as well, and we dug through records, sampled stuff. I had my SP and I just grabbed a bunch of sounds, and then started making joints. So there is another one that is like kind of curated on the spot. But I gotta say, like in a lot of our projects, Steele has curated it. Or like for when we've done 2 different projects for Verbal, one out and one not out, BBS Verbal. And when we did that, we did a lot of that in the same room together. So like Steele, even though he's not like on the album in the way that like as like a main artist, he was like curating the whole process. He's a very hands-on. This is why it's fun to work together though, because like you always have ideas,
I have discovered a superpower in that, because sometimes having a partner, I don't have to. Sometimes the lines can be a little blurry because I can go further with it, or I can fall back and be a little bit relaxed because I have a partner and we can just bounce off ideas. When it's just me, I can try something that's really loopy, but still reflective of my character, and see it to the end, and then decide, and then like see what comes of it. What SK tracks do for me, it takes me on a journey, and like if I'm listening to this beat tonight, and then if I turn it on tomorrow, and if it gives me the same vibe, it's a keeper. And then at that part, I'm going, all right, what vibe am I in? I might already be like when I was thinking about America's Nightmare, I was in America's Nightmare zone. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna be having this type of conversation. So I'm gonna need some music that can play the backdrop, or that won't clash with the music, and that won't be too to overlapping because when you listen to like volume 2, I used 2 producers, right? I broke it down, and you will hear like a lot of rock and roll shit. You know, I was really going for my Public Enemy sound, like Jimi Hendrix, like Fight the Power, like you know what I mean, Rebel to America type vibe. So when you hear America's Nightmare 3, it's like, okay, we're gonna dial it down. We're gonna dial the static down and dig into more of the feeling of what a rebel feels like, as opposed to just like yelling and all this anger and angst. It's like, all right, it's a little deeper, more emotions now. So SK provides those type of tracks off top. I just had to sift through the ones that went together for me, that married each other well. So it was a process for sure of listening over and over and over.
It's cool though to see you because like Steele's real organized too. That a lot of people might not realize is like he keeps it all organized. So he'll have the full different folders in the iTunes or whatever, or on the thing of all the different.
I'm a low key nerd. Word. I'm the nerd of the boot camp clique. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I love it though. You know what I mean? Because I don't have to be shy about being smart.
Yeah, no,
or being silly, you know?
right. No, those are good things.
Word. It is. It allows for a great creative space when you have a healthy use of imagination.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you stifle that, and you come up with some of the most horrible creations. You know, you wonder why people are depressed and why people are going, yo, I don't even listen to rap anymore. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. That's that. You know what? The spirit that you're speaking about, I feel like with the DIY kind of spirit, the album reflects that ethos. And so does, I mean, even America's Nightmare 3 too is sort of like, how do you see the importance of, if we're talking about that, like independent production and distribution in today's music landscape? And because it's right now we're pivoting so much with how do you feel like where you sit in that space, and how has that been for you?
It's frightening for me. The thing that keeps me grounded is like, I hate to say it, but events like this, like loss should make you want to hold on to something, right? And losing someone like yo, beloved, you go. Say that. Oh, okay. That's School Lover, Big Daddy Kane.
Wow.
I'm going, yo, I have an opportunity to talk to these great people.
Yeah.
You crazy for that. You better make that mean something. You have access to that. This is why I took SK to go meet Premier, because I knew the impact it would have on him. Like, you a great producer to me. So let's go meet another great producer. You're going to be mingling with great people. So you're going to never forget that you were part of that same fabric, that same timeline. So to keep that type of mentality, that's the motivator right there.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Other than that, it gets heavy because your responsibilities are real, you know, and then a lot of times the pay doesn't balance out to the duties that you have, and it could be exhausting and frustrating. But at the end of the day, when it's nighttime, scroll of Sean said just rap. If I just rap and I boil it down to the bare bones, I actually enjoy it. So we're doing something. What Clark Kent said. Clark Kent said, I get paid to play. I never thought about it like that. He said basketball players get paid to play. I can feed my family off of playing. I love to play. I'm gonna be God's favorite.
Yeah.
I'm God's favorite.
So those were words.
It is, you know, in 2013 or whatever, when I did the first song with Steele, when I sent him, because I did that through a label, and when I sent him the contract, to that through the label. He was like, I'm gonna sign this for you so you can put your song out, but don't ever sign a contract like this again. And he was on top of that side of things too, from the jump, in terms of protecting the legacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that, and luckily that label was not a huge label, so it was a bad contract for our situation. But the person that was in charge of it was someone that I could speak with, and there was no bad energy. But it didn't. That track happened, but then they were gonna do all the distribution for Building Bridges, the first one as well, and it didn't work out. And that's it. Just in terms of an example of Steele's character and the legacy that kind of, from 10 years ago that brought us to where we are today. He was the one who was like, I was freaking out because I was like, I'm doing an album with Steele, and we did all these things, and all of a sudden, right at the tail, I'm on the email thread, I'm watching the back and forth go on, and I'm watching the whole thing fall apart, and I'm sitting there like, and so I call Steele, I'm like, yo, I'm so sorry about all this, and he's like, yo, calm down. We're just gonna do it anyways. Like, yeah, we'll figure it out. It's all good. We're just gonna do it ourselves, and we'll own all that, everything, So it was one of those scenarios where he's always had an influence in my relationship with him of like, you know what, like you don't have to necessarily rely on someone to do. There's obviously benefits that can be had from working with different people, but not signing away like your legacy, for example.
I'm lucky to have a great relationship with Drew High. And we've never been covetous with the work. We've always hands on, and plus me, like I've been fighting for the slot from day one. We built the foundation up, but True say we didn't know how to really put the people in a position. Like one of my positions I fought for was to be executive producer. Like if I feel like, if I'm in the studio putting the work in, then this is my passion. It's not just me rapping at this point. We have already exceeded that. So now when we're talking about that, like when you think about all of the music that me and Es-K did together, we own that shit. No one owns that. We own the master. So this is a relationship that we want to cultivate into something that's, great. And we could say ownership is where we started. And we everything with us is a balance. Everything with us is a 50-50. It's not like Steele has been in the game this many years, so he gets this, and I'm just the novice guy coming to get the scratch. It's like, yo, we going through this 50-50. This is how we handling it. And everything we do, our conversation has been like that. We broke bread in each other's homes. We know each other's family. And these are the levels that this is our foundation. So hopefully from that, what we're building is just the backdrop of what already exists, which is just a great bond. Music comes with something. It's not contrived, man. It's just something that comes straight from the belly. And I hope that you guys can feel that shit. I hear when I go back, I hear stuff that I feel like I didn't hear when we first recorded the projects.
Yeah.
And then like, you get that anxiety because it's like, wow, think about the stuff that we haven't done. Like with about the project that we have. We have a project that's sitting in the cut right now that I'm itching to put out.
Yeah.
And I'm such a like, I mean, for me, like this is where I turn into an industry robot because I'm like, all right, timing, strategy. I don't want to be, not. Yeah, let's go. Cannibalism. I don't want to just be putting stuff out.
Yeah.
And you ain't even absorb the last one. But I think that who this guy?
Oh, who we got?
Who that guy? D Nice.
D Nice. Heck yeah.
It's so many beautiful people in here, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? It's a family affair, man.
Family union,
for our brother, man, and for the love of Clark Kent. You know?
Yeah.
Love of Clark Kent, man. Salute, family. Love. I think I pray that all the work that we put into this game will have a place to be remembered. You know?
Yeah.
That's what it's about. You know, we still talking about music that was created before we were born.
Mm-hmm.
I was blessed to be on tour with artists. I love you, brother. God bless you, man. Bless you, bro. Thank you for everything, please. Love you. You're on the way, man. I'm about to be ghosting a few.
I do the vibes.
I'm bringing y'all here, man. Y'all here with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love
y'all
it.
here with me, man. And y'all here with Clark Kent because for when I meet someone with a heart like SK, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do what I can do to help him get all the fruits that he need to have, him, his family, his loved ones. And I put myself to the side. I think that the culture of hip hop allows us the gift of giving is for me is everything. If it's not shared, it becomes a burden. So when you have someone or some people that you can share and they're appreciative of it, how would you not want to just max out on that and do more?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys stick around because we got a lot more creating to do.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I can't wait to hear some of these stories.
We always see it through to the end. That's the other thing too, is like a lot of people, I'm sure Steele can relate probably even more than me, but throughout my life, I've had a lot of creative collaborators, and there's always a lot of like ideas and things that come up, but it's hard. It's not always that people see things through to the end, and we always, complete what we're working on.
That's awesome.
I love to get SK hype.
Yeah.
Right? So yo, I'll hear something, and then I'll be like, okay, I won't say anything until I get like at least 2 or 3 more. That's similar.
Yeah, you hide shit from me. You hide shit from me. You be like, you won't tell me anything until you're like, yo, guess what? Blah blah blah. Check this out.
Like, so when I pounce on him, I'm already scheming. So he's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah bro. Let's do it.
I got this full album ready already. Here's like 8 song ideas. It's like, I gotta see if these, like, what beats did you even pick? What are you talking about?
I love it.
That keeps everything like really exciting and fun.
Yes,
yes.
I mean, Building Bridges 2, he made off the same like folder that he made Building Bridges 1 off of.
Mm.
And there are beats in it that are older than the beats from Building Bridges 1.
Oh wow.
So it was like, how did that work? Still, did you like you heard joints and then you were like, did you put them aside, or you just said, you know what, these are what like hits me right now? How did that?
You know how some you might put a day with a music, right? You might say today Sunday. What does Sunday music sound like?
Mm.
Right, you might put on some Stevie Wonder on a Sunday morning and make you clean your whole house up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or for Stevie though, like, yo, I wasn't even trying to do that. Wash the windows and everything. But it's like Yeah. So I think sometimes I have days where some days I'm gonna get loud now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Okay, I might have to go back down. Tell me if it's too loud. Is this loud for you guys?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it is crazy though. Wait, where are you? Where'd you?
I'm gonna bring you where I'm at, y'all.
Oh, now you're up in
Is this upstairs on the like rooftop or something, or?
Oh
wow.
my
Look at
God.
the view! Wow.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. If you're listening to the podcast,
Let's go see who's DJing, guys. Let's go see who's DJing.
oh, dope. If you're
Looks
listening
like
to the
Beverly
podcast and
Bond.
can't see the video, General Steele is somewhere at an undisclosed location celebrating the life of Clark Kent, DJ
That's the
Clark Kent.
infamous Beverly Bond.
Oh,
How
wow.
are you doing, Queen?
This is a classic Steele
Beverly
scenario.
Bond. Wow. Legend. Yeah.
Peace, Queen.
What were you saying, SK?
I was just saying it's been a minute since I was in Brooklyn a couple months ago right before he went to Europe. But this is every time I go out there, I'm always like, where are you bringing me now?
Johnny! Yo!
Also, another thing that you may or may not know is Steele is a really good cook too. So
Oh, word.
Oh,
I get
wow.
busy in the kitchen. So
Okay.
whenever I go stay there, him and Sin and me eat real well.
Nice.
And creative in a
Lovely.
yeah.
Yeah.
different ways.
Yeah. Cooking is is a very creative thing.
We try to get the cooking with Steele podcast going.
Oh, word.
Oh, yeah. We need that. We need that. Definitely.
That's dope.
I saw someone said peace to Duchess because she's been showing love. And Jamie was like, SK and GST make the most beautiful music together. I'm looking forward to the next project. And yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's so dope.
Yeah, I am just like amazed at the fact that how this came together because there's you both bring such a deep reverence for the balance between like being true to the roots but exploring new sounds and ideas. I wonder on the tangible side, I know that you talked about like maybe there's a special physical release of some sort that kind of links projects. What's that?
Are you talking about the Building Bridges 2, the newest one?
Yes.
So my current plan when Building Bridges 2 came out, due to various circumstances, we couldn't get a physical product made, and so the plan now is, especially because I think America's Nightmare 3 deserves a physical release as well.
Yeah.
Is to do like a double release with the two projects with the new art and everything. And probably won't be a double record unless we can raise some money to do that. But it'll be either double CD or double cassette. And I'm just finishing up the draft for the new art for it. But there's there's just so much details on it that it's hard to fit it into a small format because there's so many features and all the different stuff.
Right.
But I think it's important and part of our legacy and of all the work that we've done together to have at least some physicals of those two projects. And if it doesn't end up being like two at once, it'll be just them both releasing, as individual things at the same time. They're gonna both get physicals one way or another.
Dope.
That's awesome. Okay.
Heck yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I know we are almost we're just about at time, and I don't know till if we have time for a one word challenge, but I would love to do one.
Yeah, well, I got two albums. Yeah, the way we do this is I'll show you the album, and the challenge to you is for you to reflect, describe the album in one word or less. All right. And
Say that again.
Yeah. So I'll show you an album cover of an album that you know, and your job is to respond to the album using one word or less. So you can describe the album, describe how you feel about the album with one word or less. All right. Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Taking it all the way back to the beginning. It's The Shining by Smif-N-Wessun.
Which I also have tape.
We got the tape. We got the CD. All right, General Steele, one word.
One word to describe The Shining. Oh wow. Enlightening.
Enlightening.
Yes.
Okay, you can expand. Why enlightening?
Enlightening. My theory of The Shining. The Shining comes after entering the stage, right?
Right.
Now, if you think about what enter the stage means, enter the stage means you starting something,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So after you enter the stage, when you come into something, and you in it, you start looking around and you accumulating all the facts and you're doing the knowledge and you seeing what's going on. Then you gain knowledge of that situation or that stage or that place. Then you have what? Light. You have the shining. You have light to now proceed through the madness. That's how I break it down. And what's the madness? Helter skelter, war. Everywhere there's war. So while we outside the world, war is just a reaction to things that don't agree or balance out regularly. Right?
It's deep. It's profound.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, General Steele. S-K. One word.
Inspiring.
Inspiring.
Yeah, because it was a different sound. I think I hadn't at that time in my life when I first heard The Shining, I hadn't really heard anything that was as like raw and grimy as like grimy as that. Like not, and I don't even mean like content wise or like topically. I just mean the aesthetic of the entire thing. It was like it reminded me of like the same. You could almost like translate it to like for the types of people that I was around at the time. And I'm talking when I was 13, 14 and stuff. It was like relatable to like punk music almost, or like the really like low fidelity like recordings where it just sounded like you were actually there with the people in the basement or in the garage or in the whatever, however you want to, and it was inspiring in the sense of, it makes you feel like you like you don't have to be perfect, right? Or like whatever, it gives you the sense of being real, I guess. Or being authentic without, no matter what your version of that is. But I don't know. It was always inspiring to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was an early discovery for me, and like I said earlier in the conversation, I was kind of randomly discovering a lot of this stuff.
Right.
It wasn't, I didn't have like an older sibling or like a friend group or anything that was like feeding me hip hop music. So it was kind of an independent journey with my Walkman and my headphones and stuff. And then as I got older and met different people and I was exposed to different things, but yeah, I was connected with it. So yeah, that inspiring. That's the one word I would give it.
I love it. I love it. All right, last album for tonight. This is the first, Building Bridges, right here. We'll stick with you, S-K. You can go first this round. One word. Building Bridges.
Grateful. Yeah, grateful. Like it's a very special thing to me and to a lot of the people that were involved in it, and a lot of cool things happen because of us doing that no one will ever know about or like understand, like because we don't, Steele and myself, we don't put our name on everything, right?
Right.
So we built a lot of bridges during like from that period, 10-ish years ago till now. Connected a lot of people, even like when we were talking about Shadow earlier, and like that was like a existing connection that they didn't even know was there.
Right.
And then various other, I could go on with a bunch of little things like that. But
I'm so tempted.
I'm grateful for the fact that we did
Want
it.
to go back up or no? No, we're done. We've been doing this.
And I've learned a lot from this motherfucker right here.
Right on. Right on. All right, we'll see if we can get General Steele to give us one word on this.
Okay, what was the thing again? I'm sorry.
That's okay. The last one is building bridges, the first one.
Oh man. Wow. I feel like I need to expound on my vocabulary. Because I'm thinking like it was done so well, and it's so clean, and it's so. I feel like I'm at a loss for words, but I would say it's just heavenly. You know.
Okay, yeah. That's a good word. Yeah.
It's for me. For me, it's a where's the king. Oh man. Oh man.
Heavenly. I like heavenly. That's a dope description for it.
Yeah.
It some things seem so difficult, but we did that with ease. I want to say the lyrics was written over the weekend.
Wow.
And it was such excitement and intensity and passion when creating that. It was like, oh shit, wait till the next one. And it was like, oh, yo, we probably can get Smooth the Hustler on this one. We probably can get Buckshot on this. Word for real? Yeah, why not? Let's try it. So it's like it became exciting to us.
I remember when you played me the Sean Price verse. You didn't tell me you got Sean Price.
Oh, wait, brother.
And then he waited till I was in his music room and played it. He was like, check out this one. Boom. So he did all of the songs were in like 3 days initially.
Wow.
And then he did all the rest of it, with his own inspiration.
Wow.
I have my template for recording like that is Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tupac, the One Nation album. Pac was a beast. He was a beast. His rhymes was done first. I got that from Tupac and Sean Price. Have your rhymes first. So if you hear me rhyming first on a lot of songs, that's the scroll of Sean Price and Tupac. Like, get your shit together and come in here to work. So I was impressed. And normally I am not impressed with myself. I'm tight. I'm my worst critic. I will sit there and I will pick apart a Smif-N-Wessun album. I'm like, you know what? But I was very impressed with the way we worked on Build the Bridges. So to me, it was heavenly. It was like, I can't say everything was perfect, but I can say it was created to perfection for me. It was done well.
Yeah.
And it made me happy. I'm like, word.
Yeah.
Hip-hop lives. Yes.
Yeah. That was the best. That was the best part.
S-K.
And we did the music videos in Vermont, and we got to bring Skag and Verbal and stuff and Shadow and all that.
Shadow, and it was just fresh.
Good. You remember Verbal on the cliff?
We took the guys mountain climbing, right?
Oh, word.
They mountain climbing in Air Force Ones. Like, that's the wrong footwear, bro.
Skaggs is walking up the hill with Tim's and a bottle of Hennessy.
So it's like all the things that we surrounded by, we get to experience with an open mind. Because prior to that, we was like, oh, nah, I don't do that. No, I don't do the mountain climbing thing. I'm not really into that. No, that's too jazzy, or no, that's too cool. That's too laid back. Nah, you can still do that. You can come hardcore. You can say something that's very eccentric over one of these tracks.
Right.
You don't have to pigeonhole yourself. So
Yep,
and
yep.
the way it came out without, and I don't think we made any songs that we cut. I think once we got to a certain part, everything that we recorded, we might have cut one song. But I think
Mm.
everything we recorded, we pretty much fell in love with. It was like until SK was like, "Yo, let me change the beat on this one." I can't find the files. I'm like, "Come on, bro, like,
Uh-oh.
nah, you can't do that." You're like, "Yo, trust me, trust me, trust me, tell me."
No, I sent you. I even actually sent you versions of songs. And be like, yo,
Yeah.
this is so dope. You're like, nah.
Some of it worked, but some of it I'm like, man, you messing with my whole. Once I fall in love with it, and I'm like, oh nah, it just feels right. Like I could be brushing my teeth to a beat, and I'm like, ooh, I just saw the whole movie. Like,
Yeah.
don't
Oh, wow.
change the
Yeah.
drum pattern, nothing. It's like it
Mm.
speaks to me, and I'm going, all right. I want to start being in tune with that. When it speaks to you, you listen,
Right.
and then you have something that's more organic as opposed to like, what can I do with this? Like it already is there, you know? Like
Yeah.
I'm a part of nature. I'm a part of this whole natural, this whole natural symbiotic relationship. And I don't want to, how you say, get in where you fit in, play your part, play your position. Give me what I need to work with, and I'm gonna do my fucking best.
Right.
You know, and it was beautiful. Our
Yeah.
marriage was beautiful, man. I love to go overseas and see people with the building bridges vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I
Oh, yeah.
went to South America and this guy had the building bridge, and I was like, I was so happy for SK. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. He sends me
Bruh.
pictures. He sends me pictures and stuff of some of this stuff, and it's always such a trip to me. I'm eternally grateful for it, for real.
So it's
Yeah.
just fun to look forward to, and we've already shown each other in a short matter of time the possibilities through our creative, through our skill set. You know,
Mm.
so it's exciting. And the only thing that stops us is us and whatever life duties that we have
Yeah,
and things of that
exactly.
nature.
Mhm.
Other than that, it's a
Yeah.
constant ebb and flow. Like I still listen to that to SK beats, you know. Like when
Yeah.
I'm not listening to hip hop, I'm listening to instrumental.
Mm.
And it's not always to rap.
Yeah,
I
you
just
listen to
like
a
to
lot of music. I'm
yeah.
over all the years that I've spent time in your space, like when you're playing music. You a lot of times
Yeah.
you like I would say 90% of the time you're not putting on like a hip hop song. You're putting on other
That's a fun fact. I don't really listen to hip hop in my personal
yeah
space. Put it
yeah
like that.
yeah.
Oh,
You
wow. Yeah.
yeah like I remember one time going in there and you were like painting you and Sin's room and you were playing like there was
Yeah.
like you were listening to like I can't remember what it was, but it was not at all what I expected you to be listening to. It was like Pink Floyd or something. You were listening to like
Right.
yeah, it was one of those.
That's dope though. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
test my own boundaries with that. And again, like being around boot camp click and all of those different high powered thinkers. And you know, sometimes you gotta stifle your thoughts.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you can't go too far with it. God is like, yo, nah, we're not doing that, sir.
Mm.
You know? And then it's other things where I wonder. There's no need to wonder with creativity. We can blunder all we want with this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes the best mistakes become classics.
Mm.
You know? So I'm looking forward to something where me and SK can create something that it just becomes a classic by mistake. We're not sitting here trying to create this formula to go, yo, this is the one, fam. Yo,
Yeah,
fam,
yeah.
this is the one. I hope that every song we create is lovable and
Yeah.
enjoyable. Or people want to play that in all different kind of arenas. Like I'm waiting for people to just want to use our shit, license our shit. It's yo, we workable.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
What if
That's
somebody
dope.
missing, yo? Somebody missing. Where the bodyguard at?
Yeah. Please listen. And yeah, I mean, that's what it should be about. Honestly, it has to have legs to take it in a different place because it touches different people. And the building bridges is the part of it. It's like uniting these different generations and different styles. And we talked about reinforcing this, like the idea of this as a collaborative art form. So I'm so glad that you brought this continuation and continue to produce out of that.
Yeah.
I'm just, thank you both for.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for the recognition of that, because we wasn't sure. When we did yo, family. What I say about Smith? When we tried America's Nightmare, and I was like, yo, can we do this? Can we break the mold, or is it just going to be like a one-trick pony for us? Are we able to bounce off and do different things? And it's like, wow, yeah, sure we can. I mean, we're driving, we just put the destination in the GPS and pressed on the gas. So I want to see what else we can make, because we was talking about something even more freakier, you know? So like a lot of people don't know that Es-K he's not a producer, he's a musician.
Yeah.
You know, so when he starts playing music, he got I don't want to throw you under the bus, family, but you know, this guy he make music. His father's a musician as well, so he has it honest.
Yeah. I can feel that without even knowing that before. I feel it. It's a feel.
It's another reason that the Steele and I connected is we're both just artists. Okay. You know what I mean? We both paint, collage, draw, make beats. You know, I don't rap though. I'm not going there.
Leave that for Steele.
Es-K coming to you.
No, definitely not. I don't have the persona for that. I'm a behind the scenes. It's hard for me to even do like this kind of stuff. Yeah, Steele knows. Like he knows that I don't even like to put my face.
Yeah. See, now I'm glad you admitted that. So yes, this might very well be our first interview together. Like this, right?
Probably, probably. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No one really knows like that side of things. But like he's always trying to get me.
This guy don't do cameras. He's not with none of that.
You can't tell him.
I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him going, he's doing pretty well right now.
This is the first building bridges thing. He had me wearing his suit. Because I
had to style him.
Because we had to match. And since that day, if we go to an event, he's always like, nah, like you gotta take off that hoodie. You gotta take off. Yeah, like, hold on, let me bring you down to the basement. Yeah, let me bring you down to the basement.
We gotta put button ups on. It's a whole thing to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a whole thing to it, and it's fun to explore because it's you know, like you see me now. I'm at an event where people are required to look a little bit, you know, more cleaned up and mature. This is grown. It's nothing but grown folks in here. So it's like, can you sit there? Yes, I can. Then you gotta. Now we're on the basketball court. You don't want to look out of place on the basketball court. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and being in this profession, how Raekwon said, the uniform do mean a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're not going to be braggadocio and go like, yo, we all gaudy and we all flashy, but we do have to, the presentation has to match the music somewhat, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
You know, the packaging and all of those things. So I've always been conscious of that. Plus, I'm coming from Brownsville. Brownsville, as grimy as it is, it has this aura of freshness and flyness that we all want to achieve. So, of course, when I'm rocking next to my partner, look at this handsome guy right here. Look at this guy, man. I would love to style this guy, man. Look at this guy. You know what I'm saying? This guy be wanting to put on hoodies and all that Carhartt stuff. Like, man, I'm gonna hook you up.
I love it. Well, then you gotta get the hip hop styling in a mature fashion. I love all of that.
I know, like you just look at these producers and a lot of these DJs, they just t-shirt guys, you know what I mean? They just they're just very regular black t-shirt, the Dr. Dre flow, you know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. Queen?
Last time he had me wearing camo, all camo.
He was like, nah, I don't do this. I don't do
Yeah,
this. I'm like, bro. But we look good. And my thing is having fun in an uncomfortable space.
Yeah.
Like we can do that because we're not hurting nobody and we're not reaching for something that's, even though it's not in our comfort zone, we don't look like we're trying to be something that we're not, or trying to fit into a slot to get likes or clout. It's a
Right.
place that might not be familiar to us, but it's right parallel to where we already exist.
Yeah.
And I always refer it back to creativity because at the end of the day, I'm a rapper. I rap for entertainment.
Yeah.
So in that entertainment, there might be some politics in there. There might be some things about sex in there. There might be some things about the street in there. I don't want to have you in such a monotone space where you're like, I only listen to Smif-N-Wessun just for this. You know,
Right.
there has to be a diverse selection emotionally. What you get from any musician or any or curated music, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and that's why I think that the '90s gets attributed as this golden era because we had such this diversity, even from guys like that were coined gangster rappers. Even the gangster rappers gave us something to think about without forcing it, right?
yeah,
So we want to be able, like I like what SK said, and just having something that you can feel like it's yours. Like it's not like, oh, I'm listening to a rap. I have to put on my rap face to listen to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Yes.
this how I feel and listen to that. You know, but I can just
what's
be
real is
regular.
that like the differences between things can, it may not mean that it, like right now everything gets kind of homogenized because of the ease of access and then the algorithms and all this shit. Like we get force fed the same shit over and over. But like
Yeah.
even with like big artists back in the day, like you compare like Dr. Dre and DJ Quick or Wu-Tang and Boot Camp or whatever, like that things that existed in similar times, they had distinctly different sounds. And it wasn't a matter of like what, obviously you can look at stats, but like
Right.
subjectively, there was no real like better or worse. But the I think what's real is that what Steele and I do is we do our own thing, and we've been able to let go of any sort of trying to prescribe to a specific sound or mold or anything. But
That's nothing.
we do stuff that we're excited about, I guess. That feels
Yeah.
No, well,
That's dope.
that is important because a lot of times that's what I mean about the roboticism of being an entertainer. Like sometimes you can get pivoted into just creating what you think people want. Like people want you in all its transparency and its context. And if that's enjoyable or pleasant, then I'm gonna be like, I like this person. You could be the most horrible person, but you know what I mean? Like these drill rappers got such a following, but they're talking about obviously one thing. Like
Yeah.
I want to be able to motivate you just to be on for the ride. The music is it just goes with the backdrop.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm in a sense going, I'm gonna ride the wave of my legacy. And then I'm going, you ain't hear me go in depth with certain styles. So I can open up over a SK beat. And then I can pull in my boot camp cats. I got a song called Symphony where you got Tech and Buckshot rhyming in double time. You don't hear that on boot camp click albums.
Right.
So that track is crazy too. Right. That was another one. I was like, why are you getting them on this track? What are you doing? And then you sent me the shit that was fire,
Right. And it was tough to get them because even them they was like,
why?
You sure? Why you want me on that? Like, nah, this is just the one I want. I don't, So
that's Steele right there. That's that when you were talking about executive producing, like that on all our shit, he's definitely an executive producer.
That's me being an over anal sometimes really having to lick my wounds, sit on the couch and cry it off a little bit, be like, all right, I'm back. I'm back. All right. And then you see the finished product and be like, yo, this is so worth it. You know, this is so worth it. Like I didn't make $1 million off it, but I saw it through and it feels like I've just built the island. Like
Yeah.
people can come here. I'm gonna leave and you guys can come here and exist and get fruits off the trees and get the shade and all of that type of stuff. And I feel accomplished, you know?
Yeah.
So then we can go back to it. We go back to it and it still feels like, oh yeah, no, this is gonna be something that can stick around, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for as long as we got the power here, man, I think, you know, just getting in tune with the time, like how things are being released, particularly now, you know, and me being attached to like even being here at this place, it's all these DJs, all these influencers, it's all these everybody here is like a fucking star. You know, like no exaggeration. I don't know none of these people, but everybody is somebody affiliated behind the scenes or something like that. So now it's going right back to where we started, where I started, which is I never had access to the rapid refund of online and getting my product to you in a digital form. So it took some time to get that vinyl. And when you got that vinyl, you appreciate that vinyl. What you said, SK, you read the back, the good old credits.
Yeah.
Right? Remember the credits? We used to actually read the credits. We read the credits like homework.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly
and we put it together. We actually read the magazine. We was interested in what an artist said because we couldn't hear, we didn't know about your kids and your mama on Instagram and what you ate for breakfast and all of that. It was a little bit of intrigue. So I think that the intrigue, if there is no intrigue, we just give you transparency and show you how we are more in common than different, and then maybe we can have a more extensive conversation or extensive journey together, as opposed to you going, rap, I'm good, I don't need it, you know. That's where I look at the responsibility of artists, and I'm going, I hope I never get like that. Like ungrateful to a fan. Like fans follow you. I'm a fan. Like I can't imagine not being a fan of music, period. Like I just went to a Stevie Wonder concert and I cried in that shit. I was crying like I was like, what is this? Grown ass man, dog. Gangster rapper, yo. I can't be crying in no concert. What is this, man? But I felt the passion that was going into the performance. And Stevie Wonder is such a human. He was like, he was singing a song and he was clearly messing up. Right? He made me think about a Eddie Murphy skit. You know? I'm like, yo, he's literally clowning himself on live and I said, yo, this is fabulous. I love it. I love it. Because I just saw myself doing that on tour. You know? And Tech will look at me and go, yo, this guy's, you know, and it's like, I noticed that when we start letting go a little bit, the fans let go a little bit more, and then they stick around a little bit more. So it's like, I don't want to be robotic and say, listen to my rap, hear these fire bars. I'm giving you context to come and break bread with me and go, it's nothing to turn it on because it doesn't put you in a change mood. And to get closer to that is to tap into the legacy. Me and SK is going to change the game. Word.
Yeah, that is you just put a nice bow on that at the beginning, kind of talking about cemented legacy with the legacy that DJ Clark Kent had built to invite so much love to celebrate his life, and now to really be able to say this is the flowers that you're also planting. So I thank you for sharing that, and I'm going to give you flowers tonight too, because not only are you truly one of my all-time favorite MCs, but I had the honor of opening for you in Silver Spring with DJ Zoo a few years back. And it would stand as like one of the most incredible moments of my life. It was just, I got to perform ahead of you and Tech, and Rockness was there. Bernadette was in the building. It felt like a family reunion. And I remember just getting like the fact that you allowed us to participate in like you let us be on stage when like y'all were doing LaFleur, Coach Scott. It was a whole thing of like, I just remember sobbing of just being like, this is so a moment, so powerful. Just being like going, this little kid that I found The Shining, and the same thing. Like I said, I have found the tape on accident. And so I thank you for bringing something to the game that's just more than just the bars. It's the stories, it's being reflective, it's the rare depth and authenticity that you have, and just always giving wisdom. I feel like you are a voice of strength and truth and staying loyal to that. So
that's beautiful.
You're inspired. Yeah,
thank you, man.
Yeah,
I always wonder what can I contribute to this game.
You've already earlier when you were talking about legacy, you've already left an amazing legacy at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're a part of an amazing legacy.
So you will forget.
Unrelated to me. Unrelated to me.
Well, but you were part of it too.
You're part of it. Yeah.
What the pastor, somebody was speaking. I think it was the pastor at the service. And actually, no, I'm lying. It wasn't even a pastor. It was him. It was one of these artists. It might have been Scratch, DJ Scratch. But no, I'm sorry. It was Stretch Armstrong. And I'm trying not to mince his words, but he basically was saying like legacy is the tapestry of time, and I think he said something like experience or something like that. So it's like, man, I'm not putting an album out like this is my whole body of work. Every time you see me, you see The Shining, you see the All, you see Building Bridges, you see these things. So I have to be a representation of that. As I stand here, you see me saying peace to all these people as some sort of like diplomat or ambassador. It feels good to have the respect amongst your peers within the industry. So now they expected nothing but the greatest that's coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, it inspires me to go, yo, better not come up short. Yeah. Yeah. I like a good challenge. You know? I want wife say stupid boy stuff. I like a good challenge. I'm like, yo, did we do it? Did we do it like that before? Can we do it again? Can we do it better? And when you see, like, if I can stand, I grew up on the D-Nice in KRS-One. Now I get to do songs with KRS-One, phenomenal. I'm still giddy about it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm tripping off the fact that I sat in a house with Tupac before, and he was in his 20s. Like, these are not your family. Safety, yeah? Love, home. All right. I'm like, yo, we wasn't foolish youth. So when you say the young ones today is tearing the town up and they doing all this crazy nonsense, like, we need to investigate why that's so. Because when we was in our 19s and 18s, we was some eggheads, man. We was some gangster nerds, man. You know, and we was tapped into all different kinds of genres of music in hip hop.
Yeah.
And we was using it. We didn't have technology. We was using it as our smoke signals to communicate with people on a global scale. And somebody saw that and created a computer.
Wow, yeah.
So we inspire higher minds, a higher elevation. I love to hear people say, yo, oh man, that Shining album, yo, that Building Bridges, yo, I was going to school, I was going to work, and I'm like, wow, I'm a part of that. That's great, man. I'm good. If I can contribute to someone's life doing something that's fly, I'm cool. Cause I don't think it's gonna be no amount of money that could pay me and SK for the shit we putting out.
Yeah.
You know? So on that note, the creativity is priceless. And there's no dollar amount that can take us over the top or restrict us. So once we knowing that, I guess we could create free. And I think I invented this word. I'm gonna give it to you guys. You can use it. No, no publishing fee. Um, creativity. That's the new word. Creativity. We want to create freely. Creativity. I'm striving every day. Every day. And I hope when you hear the Smif-N-Wessun project, you hear some of the elements of the building bridges, because I learned how to curate lyrics and concepts through working with Es-K. You definitely can teach an old dog new tricks. So we want to be living proof of elevation.
Yeah.
Elevation, spark it up. Yes.
In music, I'm telling you, I went to Europe and I saw 14. The youngest I saw in my concert was 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, 8 years old are listening to hip hop from the United States of America. So that means we got to make it good.
You sent me a picture on this last tour of like a father and son or parent and kid.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
son,
priceless.
Priceless, because when I couldn't tell you I see that in the US.
Yeah.
But I saw that at Stevie Wonder. I was sitting in front of a father and his daughter at a Stevie Wonder concert. I said, "Damn, I wish I could have been at a Stevie Wonder concert with my pops." You know? So it's like it gives you like loss. You deal with the loss, or you deal with the fact that, well, I've never experienced this before, or like it takes you to like a place. Like the familiar place it took me to was listening to Stevie Wonder. How do I know about Stevie Wonder? From my father. So I'm like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Those degrees, and then you like, well, I also listen to Stevie Wonder with my son. Like,
wow.
And I'm watching this 78-year-old man all laughing and joking with his children on stage as he sings these songs that was made in the 60s. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
And then I'm going, damn, rap till I'm 70? It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. If you care and if you love it, it's possible. Most definitely. So I don't know. I think it
you're gonna be doing art. You're gonna be doing art the whole time, the whole rest of the journey. No matter what it is. Like you don't even have to convince me or like say maybe it's possible. Like you're definitely gonna be doing some shit.
And you too, like I feel like your spontaneous grooves 2000.
Yeah. Word. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
We get
I'm gonna keep it going.
Yeah.
I have an album coming out with on Sky Zoo's label, the First Generation.
First Generation. Yeah.
Yeah, with Landon Wordswell.
Okay.
Wait, did you do all the beats?
Yeah.
Oh, dope. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's another one where it's like where someone kind of they curated the selection of it. But I have the 1-year-old and the 4-year-old and the store, so it's hard to spend time doing stuff. But we're gonna try and keep it going. Steele's gonna be up here in a couple weeks too. We're about to lock in and do the next little phase of
okay.
So, yeah.
Nice. And we're looking forward to that. Thank you both. I know we this has been such a full night. I feel like
I gotta tap out. Yeah, I gotta tap out.
Yeah. But thank you both for joining us tonight. And big salute to you both. Thank you for bringing us into DJ Clarkin Celebration of Life.
Yeah, that was wild.
I know.
Yeah. Now I know that was trippy. It was trippy because it was. I swear I was just in there, man. Go straight. I was just so in there. I totally forgot. That's why I was like, yo, please call me.
When I called you, I heard like sound in the background and you were being kind of quiet. So I just pictured you on the couch, just like Watching TV.
Clearly,
Like,
this is
oh
my
shit.
this is my friend Abby.
Hey, Abby, peace.
Abby, if you ever seen Tiny Desk, Smif-N-Wessun, she is the reason why we was on Tiny Desk.
Oh, word.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
and she was the reason a lot of people was on Tiny Desk. But this is my really good friend, and she's in here from DC. So I was like, you know what? I gotta rock with her while she's out here.
That's great.
And
Awesome.
we just kind of like, she's like, nah, you gotta go to the repass. You gotta go to. I said, I'm done. I can't be around no people. She's like, yo, this you have to do this. And I said, you know what? You're right. So, you know, the same thing we're talking about on the phone is what we've been doing today. Just in real time. You want to make a right episode.
Nice. Well,
So-
thank you. I'm in DC too. So actually we are one aligned. It's so lovely to meet another DC person. So yes, thank you
Yeah, she's
both
a
again
trooper.
for joining us. And
you.
yeah, we'll have you back when the next joint drops.
we
Yes,
got more.
please.
Yes.
Please do. Please do.
Appreciate
Thank you guys,
Right.
man. Thank you
Yes,
for
thank
holding
you
out.
so much.
Yeah,
Peace
thank
to
you
both
guys.
of you. Yes.
We'll speak soon.
Indeed. Peace.
Peace. Wow, that was a night.
That was. Oh, wait, we're still live. What's up, people? If you're still tuning in.
Everybody, thank you in the
Hey.
chat because I was trying to do both, but it was such a night. I was so caught off guard by everything. But thank you, everybody that tuned in. Duchess was rocking with us, and
Heck yeah.
Jamie Brown, and I don't know if that's Jamie Brown out of Germany, but yeah, definitely were rocking with us all night. And then Till, you had somebody, a friend in here who was asking questions for you.
Oh, really?
Sakia artist.
And what was the question? Shoot, my bad.
It was, wait, what was the question here? This was, what's up, Till? How's Buckshot doing? Which we didn't ask about that, respectfully.
Right.
But yeah. And also someone was that was Jamie saying that it was 16 when the album I think meant The Shining was dropped.
Right,
And
okay.
and instant classic. So yeah, it was just a lot of people just tuning in. Flip Physics joined us, Marcus Penrod joined us, always holds us down for every Boom Bap Chat. Mark Cooper was here for a little bit. So yeah, it was a nice night.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm looking at it now. Shoot, I should have been on this earlier, but I was just kind of sucking up all the words. I
No.
General Steele's like, one of my favorites. Smif-N-Wessun, that first album of theirs, like I still listen to it to this day
Yes.
and find new inspiration, new enjoyment from it. So that was kind
That's
of
why I was like, The Shining was, can't even. I was like, oh my gosh, I remember why I keep it on tape and why I went downstairs to get it because I was like, you know what? I never take it out to even let them sign it. And so many times I'm like, I need to this year get it signed.
take it
They'll
on
be
a trip.
back. Yeah,
Take it on a trip. Yeah.
exactly.
Take it out of the house. Cool. Well, I'm gonna stop the live feed. Peace, everybody on the live feed. Appreciate y'all.